KWT slaying.
What if the truth was never lost, only buried? For centuries, historians, scholars, and even colonial records have confirmed what many tried to silence. The original Israelites were a black people scattered across continents but never erased. Their skin was dark, their customs ancient, and their covenant with Yah eternal. This journey uncovers how the Spanish and Portuguese Jews, described as dark-skinned, Semitic, shared one bloodline. Chased by the Inquisition, many fled to Portugal, then beyond, preserving their heritage across borders. But the story doesn't end in Iberia. Across from West Africa, black Jews built synagogues, kept Torah, and passed down the laws of Moses. The Limba in southern Africa, the Igbo in Nigeria, the Beta Israel in Ethiopia, tribes across the continent boldly declare, "We are the children of Israel." These aren't isolated claims. These are voices rising from the dust, connected by oral histories, Torah traditions, and the unbroken rhythm of their identity. No such legacy exists among European Jews. No centuries of tribal witness, no matching traditions, no trace of ancient covenant keeping. Maps, art, and archaeology tell the same story. The Israelites were scattered, enslaved, and displaced, but never lost. The world always knew who they were. Their presence was visible, their customs alive, their story intact. This book doesn't speculate. It confirms the Israelites were black, bound by blood, culture, and covenant to the Most High. This is not just history, it's restoration. The truth was never destroyed, only buried beneath centuries of deception. Get your copy of They Always Knew We Were Israelites today, available now on Amazon.com.
Shalom, my family. Shalom, how y'all doing today? Hope you're blessed and highly favored. So one thing we're going to be doing again is, let me bring this up right quick, is that y'all remember that when Teo was doing the testimony? Well, we're doing it again, right? So right here, it says your testimony video should be no longer than 15 minutes. You may either attach the video directly or send a link to a private YouTube video, and we will download and repost it ourselves. So we got one of our first ones. We're going to be working on that, and that'll be coming out, and we'll be posting our your testimonies. We'll be doing that again. I enjoy them. I think it'll be good to do it again here. People's stories of their awakening, what happens post-awakening, the trials and tribulations they've gone through and stuff like that, right? So it should be interesting. I mean, the old ones, the ones from 2020 was real good. I enjoyed them, right? They were very good. And so we're going to be doing that again. So if you got a testimony, you can record yourself. You can, send us the MP4 through email, or you can send us a link, to a unpublished stream. You don't have to publish your video. Just send us the link and we'll copy it and, post it. So One of the interesting things that we have to look at today is, I would say, this battle that's happening, and we've talked about it before. And why, in my opinion, mind you, that most Israelites not gonna make it, right? That's just my opinion. I mean, I'm talking about the ones here in Babylon, right? The ones in America, a lot of them not gonna make it. And the reason being is that, according to the scriptures, the Most High has a plan, and then those who are FBA, ADOS, anti what they call Pan Africanists, they're against the plan of the Most High. Now, here's the deal: FBA wants to, ADS both. They worry about, what they call foundational Black Americans, right? Or, American descendants of slaves. But the scripture is not dealing that way, right? The scripture is dealing with the uniting of the two sticks. So while some are causing division, right, through ADOS and, foundational Black Americans, the Most High is trying to bring the two sticks together. My question to you, whose side you're on? Is the Most High trying to bring the two sticks together? Yes. Say yes if you agree with that. Say no if you disagree. Say I don't know if you don't know, because I'm of the opinion that we got Israelites fighting against the will of the Most High. That's what I think. The Most High trying to bring the sticks together. They're trying to divide. And so there's a lot of gaslighting, a lot of half-truths, a lot of just straight up lies being told. And so, I find that a lot of our people just love to lie, right? And they're easily manipulated. Our people have always been manipulated, very easily. And so, we're going to look at some scriptures here and we're going to move on. Luke 19:44, and shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knewest not the time of thy visitation. So this would happen to our ancestors during the time of 70 AD when the Romans came, and our people didn't know the time of their visitation. They didn't know when who the Messiah was. They didn't know how he was supposed to come as a suffering servant. Then he's going to come back later as a conquering king, right? It's the same thing today, right? It's the same thing today. Now, I'm going to say this, okay? So someone says, let me put it up right quick. The division is coming from both sides. My question to you is, what does that have to do with you? You know what the Most High's will is. What does that have to do with you? You know that the Most High won't bring the two sticks together. So why are you causing division? If they're causing division, that don't have nothing to do with me, because my Father wants to bring the sticks together. I'm just saying. Am I saying this wrong, family? Am I confused? I'm just saying the Father has a different plan from so-called foundational Black America. That's what I say. I get it, right? We on two separate agendas. Tell Ministries is on a Yahuwah agenda, and some of our people are on a Israelite agenda, and they don't know what an Israelite is. Oh, don't get it twisted. They don't know what an Israelite is. I keep hearing that we're not Africans. Give me a 1 if you hear that all the time. We're not Africans. Give me a 2 if you don't hear that. We're not Africans. We're not from Africa. Have you heard that too? We're not Africans, and we're not from Africa. And I'd be like, well, what mythical land are you from? And what group of people do you say you come from? And they will say, I'm an Israelite. My diamonds is like ice. Okay, so you're an Israelite, but an Israelite is from somewhere. Are they from the mythical island of Atlantis? Are they from the mythical island of Mu? I'm like, where is this mythological land of the Israelites? Because you say you're not African, you're not from Africa, and Africa's not our land. I'm trying to understand. Maybe I'm a little slow. I'm just saying, what mythical land is the Israelites from? America? The land of your captivity? That don't make sense. The Middle East? That doesn't fit any of the biblical descriptions, and even their own scholars say it doesn't fit. They can't prove any exodus. They can't prove any masses of people living there, with civilization the size of King Solomon. But hey, who am I? I'm supposed to believe everything because they tell me no. I do my own research. So we're not African, right? I hear a bunch of Israelites say that, right? And we're not from the African continent, but it's mighty funny that when you ask them to prove that they're Israelites, where do they go? They go to Africa. Oh, do you know the Igbo? Do you know the Limba? Do you know the Yoruba? See, we got a history of being Africans. But then when it comes down to this whole thing down here in what we call Mystery Babylon, aka America, we're not family no more. We're not Africans, and we don't know them Africans and all this foolishness. The mythical land of Israel or whatever Zion, wherever they think it is, just boggles the mind. But yet they claim to have a history of being Israelites and Torah and scrolls and everything, but they're not African. Well, I like to see that evidence. Where are you from again? You're Blackfoot Indian? You're Cherokee? Have y'all noticed it's just weird? It's weird. Did y'all see just recently that some of the black folks got approved to be Cherokee and Blackfoot after how many hundreds of years? Does that not sound, they didn't rejected you for at minimum 100 years. And now all of a sudden, okay, we recognize some of you black folks as Cherokee and Blackfoot. Does that not sound like a con to you? I'm just saying, at this time of 2025, where most of the Israelites had I'd say at least maybe a little more than half have awakened, and there's this debate about who we are. I mean, Israelites aren't debating it anymore, but hey, some of them Gentiles are. All of a sudden, guess what? We're going to say that some of y'all were Cherokee. Why? Because when them reparations that they say that the Africans are trying to steal from us come, you're not going to get yours. Why? Because you Cherokee. You Blackfoot. You ain't getting nothing, Jack. Somebody make it make sense. I'm just saying, I don't know. Sometime, am I just too logical, family? Is that it? Am I too logical? Is that the problem? I just don't get it. So like I had this other person, right, under the chat. And they said to me, they said, Yacoba, they said, you're delusional. These immigrants are leeching off of FBAs. Search how the African diaspora is trying to interfere with FBA's reparations. Harvard University specifically said that they hire Africans and not FBAs. And this is purposefully done because Africans come here to our country and align themselves with white supremacy. And I say it's silly. I say they're not leeching. I say they're taking the opportunities given to them by the white power structure. You say nothing when white women and Mexicans get those same opportunities. Also, they're not doing anything with reparations. I say you all are delusional. And he says, are you serious? Research HR 784, bill by Sidney Kamalagar. Duh. Now, I went and looked it up. And I said, how does HR 784 have anything to do with African immigrants or the diaspora or reparations? This congresswoman is just trying to get us under the control of the White House. Her dad is white, her mom is black. So how we're trying to tie this to reparations and immigrants, I don't get it. So then finally he says, and this is why the Pan-African movement has failed, because the majority of you panties, well, I guess panties or Pan-Africanists, doesn't hold these corrupt Africans or melanated immigrants accountable, where there is clear evidence of them trying to tap into FBA's reparations and our spending power. No, there's no evidence of that. And I said, finally, what does the African diaspora and immigrants have to do with HR 784 or reparations? That's stupid. I mean, what, they think I'm not going to do research or something? They think I'm not? I'm like, don't you know me by now? I'm going to look up everything you tell me. So we got people who are on a different agenda. 1 Peter 4, 18 and 19, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and sinner appear? Wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of Yahuwah commit the keeping of their souls to him in well-doing as unto a faithful creator. Everybody not going to make it. I'm waiting on Yahuwah. I'm waiting on Yahuwah. Yeah, we all waiting on Yahuwah. Yahuwah told some people to leave earlier. Yahuwah told some people to stay put. It don't work out the way you think. Proverbs 6, 16 and 19. These things thought Yahuwah hate. Yea, 7 on abomination unto him, a proud look, a lying tongue. Some of y'all have a lying tongue. Some of you Israelites have a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies. That's some of you Israelites. And he that soweth discord among the brethren. So the Most High trying to unite us, but they're trying to divide us. Somebody make it make sense. Now, who's on the right side, family? Is Tail Ministries on the right side, or them folks who's on FBA side and ADOS side on the right side? I'm just asking. Maybe I'm confused. Ezekiel 37 says that the Most High is going to unite the two sticks. Ezekiel 37 says bone to bone, sinews to sinews, all that stuff. He's going to bring everybody back home. I'm just saying, maybe I'm missing something here. But one thing I do know is that the FBA and the ADOS are not following Yahuwah. Most FBAs and most ADOS care more about what they get from Babylon. They don't care about Yahuwah. Most FBAs and ADOS don't know anything about Yahuwah and his laws. Let's not get it twisted. See, those who follow this channel and those who study for themselves and those who are led by the Holy Spirit know that in these days and times, there's no way we're going to survive standing alone. FBAs and ADOS cannot survive standing alone. For what's coming in the next few months, in my opinion, 6 months to a year max. That's just my opinion. Eat the meat, spit out the bone. We're going to be dealing with stuff at a level that we've never dealt with before. We'll be dealing with power outages, food shortages. We're already dealing with people deleting us on the low. We're already dealing with the economy starting to fail. We're already dealing with a lot of our sisters losing jobs. Now, in the black household, you know, the majority of the income is coming in from the women. I mean, the brothers usually don't bring in because, you know, they got an agenda against us. They want to put us in prison. They want us struggling. They, you know, so they make it harder on the brothers. Not saying the brothers don't make any money. You know, I made pretty good money as a developer. But guess what? That don't mean nothing, because guess what? They're gonna take it out of taxes. They're gonna take it out of HOAs. They're gonna take it out of food prices. They're gonna take it out of cars. They're gonna take it out. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what you make here if you don't run things. You struggling. You still gonna be paycheck to paycheck. Now, some people pockets are bigger than others. But in the next few months, when the chickens come home to roost, because they didn't kicked out the Mexicans who harvested their food, took care of their animals, took care of their mamas in a hospice or whatever, or old folks home. That's what we used to call it when I was young. When they kicked all them people out and they're shutting down the schools, right? They're removing a lot of the funding for the educational system. So a lot of teachers don't have no more jobs, and you know, and they're cutting back on hospitals, right? So all of these little rural hospitals, you know, you had one, you could just go down to the central business district of your town. Those are going to be gone. So you're going to have to go to the big city, and the big city hospitals are going to be crowded. So when you get sick, you ain't going to be able to see a doctor. You won't be able to get into the emergency room because there ain't going to be enough of hospitals. I'm just saying, but we don't have nothing to worry about. Am I missing something, family? Am I seeing things that's not there? In the next few months, you're going to feel it. 300,000 black women have left the labor force in 3 months. 300,000 black women have left the labor force, what? In 3 months. It's not a coincidence. For decades, the public sector has been a lifeline for black women shut out of economic opportunity. It's no surprise that Trump's federal downsizing targeted them first, explains gender economist Katika Roy. So, well, we don't have nothing to worry about. Do you not know that the black woman is, you know, the biggest, income for black households? Now, you know, you got some brothers who making bank. I mean, some people would have considered me making bank. I was still paycheck to paycheck. It don't matter. But here's the thing. When the economy shuts down, because guess what? The sisters ain't got no money because they ain't got no job. The kids can't go to school because mama ain't got no job. Mama don't have no car. Mama ain't gonna have no house. Mama don't have no gas to bring the kids to school. I'm just saying. 300,000 in 3 months. What's gonna happen in the next 3 months? 300 more thousand? But we ain't got nothing to worry about. We FBA, we ADOS. We're not gonna need the Africans. The Africans need us. No, we're gonna have to go there. We're gonna have to go there. We can't live here anymore. Y'all don't get it. Well, I'm waiting on the Most High. Never told you not to. Never told you not to. And then I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say, you know, like I say, you best investigate and research things that people be telling you about other people, because they be lying. People have an agenda. People are agents. I'm just trying to tell y'all. 300,000 in 3 months. But there's nothing to worry about, y'all. Yacoba is fear mongering. Okay. I'm just saying. I think our people have no idea what's coming. None. Let me respond to this right quick. Hell, with all of your knowledge of the Bible, where's your faith? When you get to where you're going, let us know how it's going. Then we'll follow. No, you don't follow me. See, that's your problem right there. See, y'all, you see what I'm saying? She thinks she's so smart. You don't follow me. You follow Yahuwah. Don't do me. You do you. This is the problem. Where's your faith? I have faith. You know why I have faith? I believe Torah. I believe the word. Some of y'all be like, well, I just have faith. I'm going to wait. But guess what? The Father didn't told you what to do. Family, yes or no? Did not the Father in his word tell you what you're supposed to do in these times? I'm just asking. Maybe I'm confused. Does not the Father tell us what to do? She say, I don't have faith. And I'm going by the word. See, people always do this type of stuff, right? Where's your faith, Jacob? But I am the one walking by faith. I am the one who's been planning my exit for 5 years now. I don't just jump out off the cliff. I'm not stupid. I don't go to the continent without a plan. I'm not stupid. But guess what? I do know that there's a day coming when, guess what? All my plans may not even work, and I'm going to have to walk out on faith, and I'm going to have to get out of Dodge and head to the continent because we can't stay here no more. I understand this. Who's not walking in faith, family? I'm trying to understand here. See, this is the ignorance. This is the ignorance. Hold on. This is the ignorance. Yes, I read the same book and I know, but you're still here. Yes, I am, because I've been planning for 5 years. Is something wrong with you? Are you slow? Did I make it where y'all are confused? I'm not moving by your will. I'm moving by the will of the Most High. I'm breaking up. Family, if I'm breaking up, say yes. If not, say no. Am I breaking up? Yes, I am. Okay, let me do something right quick. I'll be right back. Okay, fam. Is this better? Give me a 1 if this better. Give me a 2 if not. I see yes. Let me see 1 or 2. 1 if yes, 2 if no, if this is better. Or if it's broken up. Okay, I see 1s. I see a 2. Pastor Rick, I sound better. Pastor Rick say 2. Okay, now I'm seeing 2s. Okay, hold on one sec. Hold on one sec. All right, let's see. Okay. Testing. Okay, I see 2. I see 2s. Okay. I might have to close and come back. Let me try this one more time and see. Hold on. Okay, let's see. Is this better? All right. If it's better, give me a 3. If it's not, give me a 4. If it's better, give me a 3. If it's not, give me a 4. If it's better, give me a 3. If not, give me a 4. Okay, 3. Okay. All right. So hopefully it stays that way. We'll see. All right. So like I say, right? She said, but I'm still here. Of course I'm still here. I'm living for me. I'm not living for you. right? See, this is the ignorance that I'm talking about. I'm not living for her. I make my own decisions, right? I don't know why everybody think I got to be the first one to leave. I'm not your leader. I'm not like some of these other channels that's trying to tell you what to do. All I do is teach the word. I say, here's what the word says according to how I see it. That's all I do. I've not once told anybody go to Africa. I told them the Bible says we're going to Africa. That's two different things. That's two different things. Now, y'all let me know if I break up again, okay? If I do break up, just say, you're breaking up again. But I'm just saying this is the illiteracy of our people, some of our people, right? Because they don't never listen to what I say. If you following me and waiting on me to go to Africa, then you already messed up. You already made a mistake. If you're looking to follow Yakoba to the continent, you then already messed up. I'm not following nobody. I'm doing for me. I'm teaching what the Most High told me to do. I'm trying to be ready. I'm listening for when he say go. All I do know is that I see the signs. I see the signs. I could tell you that. I see the signs. See, here's the thing, family. At least for the people who listen to this channel, I have an obligation to be honest, to be truthful, right? And to do unto others as I would have them do unto me. I don't want people lying to me. I don't want people manipulating me. I'm not Yahuwah. That's why I like when some people send other people to hell, right? Well, you don't believe this, you don't believe that, you're going to hell. That's above my pay grade. You ain't gonna never hear Yakoba say somebody going to hell. That's the Most High's area. And see, some of our people, that's how they are, right? They try to manipulate you. Well, Yakoba, you don't have faith. Yakoba, why are you still here? Because the Most High didn't tell me to go yet. I'm not ready to go yet. I've been working on this for 5 years. I've been planning my way out for 5 years. Y'all have no idea what I've been doing behind the scenes. Brother Karras knows. There's a few other people out there who knows what I've been doing. But see, she act like I'm not doing anything. They have no ideas. Some of y'all think some of my former fake friends know everything that I've been doing. They don't know everything I've been doing. See, I got a lot going on behind the scenes. Brother Karras got a lot going on behind the scenes. Y'all don't know. And sometimes it's for us, and sometimes it's for all of the family. See, when we make moves for everybody. We make moves to try to help all of the family. We're not selfish. We're not selfish. Y'all better give Brother Karras some shout outs. He got a good heart. He's a good dude. He's trustworthy. He's one of the few. He's one of the few. Pastor Rick is another one. Honest. He cares about the people. I can't say that about a lot of people. My point being is that there's a responsibility on us to warn our family. Okay? And so people like Karen, and that's a perfect name. She's a Karen, right? To try to say, well, you go, but where's your faith? Who are you to judge my faith? I want to know that, y'all. Who is she to judge my faith? I'm just asking. Who is she to judge my faith? See, that's that gaslighting, hypocritical nonsense. But anyway, let's continue, because my whole point is the times that we're in are more dangerous than you know.
Videos sound the alarm on several missing Black boys across the GTA, acting as a catalyst for change. Fear and confusion can be seen in the comment section of posts like this one.
Many young Black people are missing, and Nobody's doing anything about it, people.
And this one,
This is a problem. What are the police doing? Where are these young boys? Why are they all missing?
taking social media by storm, leaving the community with more questions than answers, petitioning for action. Over 500 people joined the online call, with another 400 sitting in the virtual waiting room.
And the voices of the community spoke loud, which compelled us to create an atmosphere and a platform to bring the community together.
Brampton's Black Empowerment Unit invited representatives from several police forces across the GTA, dignitaries, and community leaders to speak with concerned residents.
The fact this was happening, and you didn't see it in any newspaper or any TV station, and yet it was terrifying the community.
Viral video.
Now, who do you think can get away with something like this? I just want to know, who do y'all think can get away with this? But here's the thing. Why is it just the black kids? And this is Canada. Canada is supposed to be like, liberal and nice and stuff like that, right? But if you think about what's happening, because, like I say, I'm always researching, I'm always thinking, I'm always looking, I'm always, looking to see what the word says about a matter. Yes, Dave, that's it. That's what I say. That's what I say, Dave. That's who's behind it right there. That's who's behind it. And it's the same thing here, right? So we got all of these brothers that are hanging from trees in America, right? Truck drivers disappearing, all kind of stuff, right? Who you think behind all that? And they can never find the culprit, or it's suicide. Who do y'all think is behind it? But guess what? They say we ain't got nothing to worry about. Can you imagine, based upon what I see coming, how we gonna have to leave here and go to Africa? But y'all don't like them Africans. We not Africa. I hope y'all stay here, the ones who say that. We not African. I ain't no cotton picking African. I hope y'all stay here. I just don't understand sometimes. Our people easily gaslighted because they look like us. Oh, I'm Minister so-and-so. I'm Pastor so-and-so. I'm Sister so-and-so. And y'all believe everything they say. Don't do no liquor research. Man accused of threatening to kill 30,000 black people in Cincinnati days after mega viral attack video. Y'all saw the attack video. I showed it in the last show. This dude was planning to delete 30,000 black folks. But hey, nothing to worry about here. We ain't gonna have to go nowhere. Africa's not our home. I'm just asking, where's our home then? This is our land. We're Native American Indians. Okay, well, go somewhere else. So we got 300,000 sisters who lost jobs in 3 months, right? We got black young kids disappearing in Canada, of all places. We got brothers being hung from trees and they being, told it's suicide. We know brothers don't be killing themselves like that. As a matter of fact, brothers don't delete themselves that often. If brothers delete themselves, they're usually taking somebody else with them. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. When brothers go out, brothers usually like a pew pew and a pow pow and, and I'm going to take you with me. That's how they do. Brothers don't be hanging from no tree. That's how we don't do that. But hey, who am I? I don't know nothing. I'm just your Cobra. Ain't nothing to see here. We ain't got nothing to worry about. But this man want to take out 30,000 black folks. But hey, I'm extreme. I'm fear mongering. I don't have no faith. but I'm the one who's living according to Torah. I'm the one who's living according to scripture. I'm the one that said, my father says I'm going to have to flee. So I'm preparing to flee. Who's listening? Who's walking by faith and who's not? I'm just asking. I will show you my faith by my works. Who's walking by faith? Her, Karen, or me, Yakoba? I'm just asking, family. Who's walking by faith, family? Let me know. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I'm not walking by faith, family. Am I mistaken? Am I confused? Did the Bible not say we're going to flee? Did I make all them scriptures up? Am I misinterpreting those scriptures? Well, Yakoba, you don't know when we're going to flee. Never said I did. Never said I did. I'll believe the scriptures. See, that's the difference between me and a lot of Israelites and a lot of Christians. I believe the scriptures. I really do, y'all. I love my Father's word. It's light and it's strength unto my bones. When times get tough, I go back to his word. Many of the afflictions that are righteous, but Yahuwah delivers us out of them all. When I get another sickness, another issue, another pain, another bad diagnosis, I say, but he's faithful and just. He's merciful and kind. He said he's going to bring us back to the land, and he says he's going to heal us. I believe the word. Y'all think I could take all of this by myself? I get beat up all the time. I get lied on all the time. I get gaslighted all the time. I get misrepresented all the time. Y'all think I could stand all that if the Most High wasn't keeping me going? I told you, I believe the word. Some of y'all don't. Let's be honest. Everything I teach here is scripture. You could back it up for yourself. Now, whether or not you agree with my interpretation of those scriptures is another thing.
White nationalist groups in Canada are coming out of the shadows. And they're building their combat skills. These new groups are part of a global movement, calling themselves active clubs. In Canada, they have links to terrorist groups and extremist militia-like organizations. And they try to hide where they are. They blur their faces and hide their surroundings. We dug through their social media channels and investigated hundreds of videos and images posted by these groups to reveal who they are and where they train. Well, let's go see what this group has to say. If you've never heard of an active club, it might seem harmless. Who doesn't want to be active, right? In reality, they recruit white people to tribe and train. Basically, they're fascist fight clubs, and they're on the rise around the world. In Canada, this movement overlaps with violent terror groups. Take Atomwaffen Division. It was a neo-Nazi group linked to multiple murders in the US. It was listed as a terrorist entity in Canada in 2021. That's when many former members joined active clubs. And as we're about to show you, there's a bit of a theme here.
This is probably one of the fastest growing far-right extremist threats in Canada.
Now, these groups say they're not looking for fistfights in the streets, yet they often refer to a looming global conflict and a time when civility will be unnecessary.
These are people that in many cases are training for what they believe is to be an upcoming race war. The potential for violence and the potential for something catastrophic to happen is extremely high.
One of the main groups behind this mass demonstration in Toronto is Nationalist 13, or NS13, based out of Hamilton, Ontario. Members are open about their views. In this video from NS13's Telegram channel, one of their members poses with a Nazi lighter. On Hitler's birthday, the group called him one of the greatest men to ever live, saying, "One day we will see his vision come true."
So in a post like this, even though there may be no mention of the Jewish people when they're referring to Jews, and in this particular case, anti-Semitism would clearly fall within the scope of the criminal code prohibition.
So you think this is hate speech?
yeah, I think a lot of what's said in the posts that you provided me with would constitute hate speech under the criminal code.
And these stickers that they put up in Hamilton's parks say National Socialists, Nazis. And here's where we find another link to a terrorist group. The Canadian Proud Boys disbanded in 2021 after they were designated a terrorist entity following the January 6th U.S. Capitol riot. This is Brandon Lapointe. We find him wearing a Proud Boy shirt in multiple images. He's now a prominent member of NS13, and we match his tattoos, rings, and his shorts in this image posted by the group. We locate where they've been in Hamilton, in city parks, like Myrtle Park, here. You can see that this building matches exactly. We went to this location and every other to confirm ourselves. They've been sparring in broad daylight, like in this video from Gage Park in Hamilton. You can see the bathroom here and dome here match.
Yeah, the sketch park. Oh, well, shoot. And that's even closer towards the children's garden specifically. Ugh, that's really upsetting to see.
Yeah, I think it's a serious.
So we'll pause it there because, I don't want to show the whole thing, but you get it, right? They're preparing for a race war. And this is Canada. This is not the United States. This is Canada. But our people, some of our people, so-called, because they look like us, want to separate us between FBA and ADOS. Do you not know we're going to need quote-unquote Africans to help us? Do y'all not know this? We don't have no place else to go. Where you going to go? Portugal? Spain? I don't think you're going to be welcome there. Where you going to go? Thailand? You might be temporarily welcome there until you start taking up too many resources and they turn on you. Where you going to go? Central America? Mexico? Where you going to go? You might be able to go to some of the islands where some of our people at. You might be able to go to Virgin Islands or something. Go over there with Sister Shonda. We don't have too many options. But we ain't got nothing to worry about. That's what they say. Yacoba, he making people fearful. He telling us we got to run back to Africa. I say, no, that's what the Bible teaches. We're going back to Africa. That's all I ever said. So you got white supremacists in Canada, mind you. We're supposed to be nicer than America. Now, if Canada is dealing with this, can you not imagine what's happening here in the States? The Base is an anti-Semitic white nationalist network that trains members in survivalism and paramilitary skills to prepare them to mount an armed resistance against the government. Made up of small terroristic cells, the Base believes society should be pushed to collapse so a white ethno-state can rise out of the ruins. Now, isn't it interesting that they're creating their own communities now? Y'all think that's coincidence? Really? It is not an organization that seeks to build popular appeal. Instead, groups like the Base seek to inspire a small number of actors to commit themselves wholly to their revolutionary mindset and act on it, either by forming small clandestine terror cells or inspiring individuals to carry out lone actor attacks. You wonder why these white boys be going into places and pew-pewing everybody? Ronaldo Nazzaro, founder and leader of the Base, operates under the pseudonyms Norman Spear and Roman Wolf. He cites Harold Covington and his Northwest Imperative, a plan to forcibly seize the Pacific Northwest and bring it under the control of white supremacist militants as inspiration for the group. Though largely organized through encrypted online networks, members of the Base meet in person to train with assault weapons and practice survivalist skills to prepare for the race war they believe is imminent. Several members of the group were arrested in late 2019 and early 2020 on charges of conspiring against the rights of minorities, vandalism, and conspiracy to commit, deletion. Isn't it interesting that we have a president that promotes white supremacist agenda, that promotes Project 2025? In their own words, derail some F trains, kill some people, and poison some water supplies. You better be F ready to do those things. If not, then you're going to be ready for what's coming. If you want the white race to survive, you're going to have to do your blinking part. I daydream about deleting so much that I frequently walk in the wrong direction for extended periods of time at work. Most of our members are National Socialists, that's Nazis, right? And or fascists. Although we also have some run-of-the-mill white nationalists, we have a strong revolutionary militant current running through the base. Most of our members are pretty hardcore in that sense. You're going to be stepping into probably the most extreme group of pro-white people that you can probably come across. There's nothing for whites to be proud of anymore. All of our greatest achievements are in the past. Society today is a culmination of everything wrong with whites and indicative of how much we've degenerated. We need a hard reset via a cleansing fire of revolution to start anew. Create a list of every anti-white hate crime you can think of and in which there was a miscarriage of justice. These people have names and addresses. They're coming for you. Like the people who was in the Cincinnati riot. Well, they call it a riot. They were just defending themselves. What are the most egregious examples of anti-white hate crimes in the last year that you can think of, which received national media attention, but where justice has not been served for one reason or another? That's your target list. Did y'all get that? There are no perfect options left for us. If the 14 words really mean something to you as much as you say it does, then sacrifice is going to be required one way or the other. It could be something as more benign as getting fired from your job, which had already happened to a lot of people. But some sort of risk, incurring some sort of personal risk or inconvenience, is going to be required if we have any chance of any of the solutions we propose taking effect. Now, did y'all hear about the recent guy, well, really two guys who went around pew-pewing people? One guy went into a bar and pew-pewed 4 people. I'm just saying. But we don't have nothing to worry about.
I'll take them. Shackle the children. Shackle the children. Load them into the vans. Watch what happens. Here, play this clip.
Take them all in there? Huh? Want to take them all in there? Yeah, let's take them all in the server. Okay, with photos. Get the room.
Now, FBA will be happy at this, right? Oh, send the Asians home.
We just want the one.
Send the Asians home. Send them Africans home. They just want our reparation money. FBA is an ADOS. They're a bunch of devils. Don't think they're not coming for us next. Oh yeah, don't get it twisted. Oh, Yacoba, you're causing fear. They're not coming for us because we're U.S. citizens. The Nazis are back. The Nazis were called National Socialists, right? Who do you think ICE is made up of, family? Come on now. Is it that hard? Who do you think the ICE agents are? National Socialists, don't you think? National Socialists are Nazis. But hey, Jacoba's fear-mongering. He don't know what he's talking about. I'm just waiting on the Most High. Jacoba don't have no faith. While all of them folks, they stick together. Have you noticed that? Them folks stick together. But our folks want to divide. They're stealing our reparations. That African in the hair salon, she didn't braid my hair right, so we're going to protest them Africans. Do y'all not understand where we at? y'all not understand the times we're in? Do y'all not understand what Revelation chapter 12 is really about when the dragon is chasing a woman? Don't y'all get it in the real world sense? Do y'all think we under politics anymore? Politics don't matter. There's no Democrat anymore. There's no Republicans. There's no left. There's no right. There's only the oligarchs. There's only the billionaires. It's only the Luciferians. We don't have no rights. That's why ICE can bust down your door now without a warrant and nothing happens. Is something wrong with some of y'all? Y'all really think we got constitutional protection? Well, you know, we're protected because of the Article 14. But they break in the Constitution every day. There's no due process. There's no habeas corpus, or barely any. But y'all, FBAs and ADOS want to cause division. Somebody make it make sense. That's why I say there's agents among us. It don't make sense. And when Africa is trying to get reparations for everybody, they say them Africans try to steal our reparations. Some people, I just... like the posts on Facebook. I'm not silent because I agree with you. I'm silent because some of y'all make me speechless with the idiocy. Don't y'all understand? As Brother Eric said, we all we got. Brother Eric said that from the heart because he gets it. We all we got. And we letting these people cause division. And so, you know, people have within their minds their own idea of prophecy, their own ideas how things gonna work out, just as they have their own idea of what an Israelite is. So to some of them, an Israelite is not an African. But what are they? What makes you an African? What makes you an Israelite? That is. What makes you an Israelite? What's your claim based on? Deuteronomy 28? Well, Deuteronomy 28 said you're going to go into captivity on slave ships. So when your ancestors went into captivity on slave ships, and from what land? Was it the mythical land of Israel? The mythical land of Mu? The mythical land of Atlantis? Because y'all say y'all not from Africa. So how did you fulfill Deuteronomy 28? I'm just asking. It don't make no sense. And all of these prophecies coming to pass, and a lot of our people just ain't gonna make it. They're not gonna make it, y'all. If the righteous scarcely be saved, what will be the end of those who obey not the Torah? Ukraine updates. Trump deploys nuclear subs in Russia row. U.S. President Donald Trump said he ordered 2 nuclear submarines to appropriate regions after what he called foolish and inflammatory statements from a foreign Russian president. So Trump is sending nuclear subs towards Russia. Now, I would assume some of y'all should have known this, but then a lot of our people don't do no research. They don't read no news. So y'all may not know. Y'all do know Putin don't play, right? Y'all do know this, right? Putin don't bluff. Y'all, I hope y'all know this. You can't play with a pit bull and expect not to get bit. Y'all know a pit bull when you see one. Putin is a pit bull. Y'all know how close we are to WW3. I mean, we already technically in WW3, but I'm talking like when the nukes start flying. But ain't nothing to see here. Your COVID don't have no fate. Russia captures active duty NATO military officers and intel agent in Ukraine. Special forces of the Russian Federation have captured several NATO officers in Ukraine. This is the first real-life proof that NATO itself is actively waging war against Russia. Lieutenant Colonel Richard Carroll and Colonel Edward Blake, both active duty officers of the British Army, along with as yet unidentified agent of British MI6, were captured during a daring raid by Russian special forces in the city of Okiv. That city is shown on the scalable map. Lieutenant Colonel Carroll is detailed to the British Ministry of Defense. The third individual taken in the raid is referred to only as a member of MI6 intelligence. A longtime intelligence community colleague of mine from my years working with the FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force, whom I trust implicitly, told me Russian special forces disembarked from several ships and penetrated a command center of the Ukrainian armed forces. They captured British soldiers who coordinated the use of British missiles and drones against Russian forces and against civilian targets. He went on to say the operation lasted about 15 minutes. Hours after the operation, diplomatic relations between London and Moscow deteriorated sharply. The British have been caught red-handed, and implications for Britain and NATO as a whole are now extremely bad. Representatives of the British Ministry of Foreign Affairs asked the Russian Ministry of Defense to return the British officers lost in Ukraine. The official London version is the arrested officers traveled to Ukraine as tourists and accidentally ended up in Okiv. Man, they could have came up with a better lie than that one. The British had the gall to tell the Russians that the men were interested in naval history and wanted to visit the coast where battles were fought during Second World War. The Russians say no beach towels or cameras were found with detainees, but instead maps with strategic objects on the territory of Russia. Russian air defense plans, secret instructions on cooperation with Ukrainian drone operators, and discs with encrypted data and records of conversations with the British general staff were found. Russian Defense Minister Andrei Belousov reportedly told the British that the British soldiers are not subject to exchange and that the West will not return them with Red Cross planes. Russia intends to charge them for participating in military operations against Russia. But hey, nothing to worry about here. It just happens to look like Jeremiah 50:51. It just happens to look a little bit like Revelation 18. I'm just saying, maybe it's not. Nothing to see here. Your Cobra don't have no faith. Trump threat to deport pro-Palestinian students mirrors right-wing Heritage blueprint. New fact sheet bears similarity to Heritage Foundation Project Esther, which aims to quash U.S. support of Palestine. Critics warn that a new executive order from Trump administration purporting to combat anti-Semitism and a corresponding fact sheet suggesting deporting international students who protest Israel could chill political speech on campuses. The fact sheet released before Trump signed the order on Wednesday quoted the president as saying to all the resident aliens who join in the pro-jihadist protests, "We put you on notice. Come 2025, we will find you and we will deport you. I will also quickly cancel the student visas of all Hamas sympathizers on college campuses, which have been infested with radicalism like never before." Although the executive order itself does not call directly for deportation, the idea of cracking down on student protesters involved with pro-Palestinian efforts became a Trump 2024 campaign promise and a prominent talking point on the right in the U.S. Republicans have broadly sought to portray protests against Israel's offensive in Gaza as expressions of support for Hamas and have called to punish universities that don't quash them. The approach dovetails closely with Project Esther, a right-wing blueprint to target the pro-Palestinian movement, along with other calls from the right, days after Hamas' October 7, 2023 attack that sparked Israel's retaliatory campaign in Gaza. Marco Rubio, then a U.S. Senator, now the Secretary of State, urged former Secretary of State Antony Blinken to revoke the visas of students who protested Israel. In a letter to Blinken, Rubio characterized pro-Palestine protesters as pro-Hamas and urged the federal government to perform a full review and coordination effort to revoke the visas of those who have endorsed or espoused Hamas terrorist activity. Critics argue that the reference to deportations in the fact sheet could violate the U.S. Constitution if implemented. Nobody cares about the Constitution anymore, obviously. Immigration enforcement that is predicated on protected speech is unconstitutional, said Weisner, director of the Speech, Privacy, and Technology Project of the ACLU. We think the order potentially will invite overreaching illegal law enforcement and immigration actions, but we'll have to see. Now, they're already doing that to us. I mean, we may not be getting deported, but they're also doing it to the immigrants, right? Overreaching, going into people's houses without warrants. There's no due process. They delete us on the streets. No repercussions. But hey, nothing to worry about here. Yacoba teaches fear doctrine. Yacoba says we're going to have to flee. Yacoba says, but guess what? Yacoba not the only one who said this. One of your most respected teachers in the Israelite community who's no longer with us said the same thing. Let's see what he had to say, because Yacoba is not by himself.
I wasn't gonna go here, but I'm here. Go over here. I'm here now. I'm here. This is because y'all know I'm a realist and I try to help them. I don't want to be playing no game. You gonna get what you sow. Did you know most of what y'all problem is that you reaping what you sow? No, ain't nobody hating on you. This is what you've done. If you treat people bad, ain't nobody hating when they say something back to you. Some hatred is just a good commentary. It's not hatred, it's a commentary. That means I'm looking at something and I'm saying what I see. You know how you watching a football game? Oh, yeah, he did a good run right there. Oh, he messed up. That's what I'm doing. It's not hating because I'm telling you what I see. You reap what you sow. Are y'all there? This nation is in the process of reaping. America's reaping. That's why I don't care. Let it burn. I ain't no crime stopper trying to stop her. Let's all come now. I ain't come together with nobody. Come together with my wife in Christ. I ain't come together with nobody else. Ain't no saving, no, let's jump. You know how you seen them move, they jumping in front of me. I ain't jumping in front of no bullets. I ain't gonna lay my life down. I ain't getting shot, stuck, stabbed. None of that for none of y'all. Ain't it funny how people do dirt. They want you to come and sacrifice your life. The devil is a lie. Devil is a lie. I ain't fighting your wars. I ain't fighting doing none of that. Call me. I'm not patriotic. No, I ain't putting my hand on my heart either now.
I'm going to pause it right there because I guarantee you, me and Pastor Darby are on the same side. I guarantee you that. But listen, go ahead and listen.
I ain't gonna get mad at the girl not putting the hand on. Did you see the stuff that they come up with? Don't put that, you ain't patriotic. No, we not patriotic. This country is not supportive of us. I mean patriotic. No, I ain't singing no anthems or nothing. This reaping, it's reaping what is sown. And the problem is the systems that have kept America afloat is broken and they're not going to be fixed. And God's doing it. Let me help y'all. Let me bless y'all. So some of y'all.
Didn't tell ministry tell you we ain't going back? Didn't tell ministry tell you ain't nothing gonna be fixed? Didn't tell ministry tell you it's gonna get worse and worse and worse? But hey, we're fear mongerers. We don't have no faith.
Y'all who just don't see for looking at the trees. God created Hillary and Donald Trump. It's both of them. Both of these people are gonna be the judgment. It don't matter who it is. God, he gave you no choice. You gonna be judged. Donald gonna judge you or Hillary gonna judge you, but judgment's coming. These people are judgment. Whenever God judges a nation, he gets the worst of the nation and make the worst your leader. See, the nation's under judgment, so he goes get. See, when God wants to judge a people, he go get people like you. He goes among the people, because it wouldn't be fair for God to judge you and the person that he put over you wasn't like you. He gets somebody like you.
So the Most High got Donald Trump, put Trump in office, who's a white supremacist, who got other white supremacists, who's following the plans of other white supremacists, and the NS, which is National Socialists, who are Nazis, and Elon Musk happened to do a Nazi salute, and the Most High put a Nazi over everybody else. Why? To judge everybody. I'm just saying. That's Pastor Darby. Tell ministry been telling you the same thing.
Them over you, and then they become your judgment. You remember when God told, when children of Israel said, "Oh God, give us a king," and God said, "Listen, now let me be your king," and you just, "Oh, now we want to be like them." Okay, he said, "Well, I'm gonna give you a king, but this is what he gonna do. He gonna bring your sons into slavery, take your lands, and he gonna do. That's how he gonna treat you." And they said, "We don't care. We still want it." He went amongst them and got Saul. Saul was their worst king, and when he brought Saul, Saul was one of the worst kings that Israel had, but they asked for that. So whenever God wants to judge a people, he just gets the worst. So why y'all sitting here, friend Hillary? Now this is just smoke and mirrors for you to make you think your vote count. Hillary was already chosen by the Illuminati. She's going to be the president. She's going to be, unless she died, which I don't think that's going to happen. So she's chosen to be the president. So I don't know why y'all even going with this stuff. This fake racial stuff they doing, it's really fake. Now the feelings of people are not fake. Just because they setting up fake scenarios to make you racist, those racist feelings are real, but the scenarios are false. Because see, you know, the reason why I like Donald Trump, now understand when I say I like them, I'm not voting, I don't mean liking that way. I like them because Donald Trump revealed what we've been saying the whole time. Racism never came out till Donald Trump came out, then all of a sudden everybody came out. Now we've been sitting there saying the whole time there's an undertone of racism. No, we post-racial. Ain't no racism in America. No, that's just in y'all mind. But Donald Trump brought everybody racism out. I said that's what I want to see. Thank you, Trump. The Hillary Clinton over at Nane, and then y'all thinking she's down with. Come on, man, because she's some hot sauce. Y'all think she's down. Y'all need to stop being a fool. This is just smoke and mirrors for you. The country is in. Listen, y'all.
Do you know a lot of people today would not even like Pastor Darby because he was too real? Do you know they would be castigating him, calling him names, lying on him, and gaslighting him like they do Tell Ministry? Do you not know that? He would be dealing with the same thing if he was still here today that Tell Ministry deal with.
I just want to tell you, the country, we on the Titanic. We hit the iceberg. There's no recovery. We are $70 trillion in debt. There's no recovery. Now what you should be thinking about, like if I was on the Titanic, my thought would be, now you got people who will sit there and tell you, just listen to the band play. You remember the band kept playing while the ship was going down, and they tell you to sit there and listen to the band play. Now now y'all know we black. You ain't got to, if I know that's why the movie didn't have no black people. They was in the bottom of the boat. They locked them brothers in the bottom of the boat because you ain't got to tell me. I'm going to take me one whole boat, lifeboat, by myself. That's my mindset. So if we had iceberg, I ain't patching the boat. I ain't trying to play the music to make you feel comfortable. I ain't trying to even make you, I hope you scared. I'm getting off the ship.
Tell Ministries getting off the ship. We told y'all we're going to have to flee. We're not staying on there while the ship is sinking. But guess what? Some of these FBAs, the ADOS, some of these Israelites want you to stay on the sinking ship. Y'all don't see the ship sinking? You don't see that big old gash in the side of the ship? You don't see the ship taking on water?
I feel prophetic coming. I'm trying to stay out of it. I feel it coming. What y'all don't know is going on is black people going to realize you're going to have to get off this ship. The boat is going down. Now you can now see the problem is, why would you go down on the boat that had you on the bottom rowing? You never experienced the upper deck where you were sitting there eating the good food. You was a servant on the boat.
So why you want to stay in America, in Mystery Babylon, the ship is sinking, you were already serving at the bottom of the ship and rowing the boat. You weren't sitting on the top of the deck getting served, you know, the creme de la creme and the nice breakfast and the sun. No, you was always at the bottom of the deck, but they tell you, hey, it's safe here. At least you want in the boat, and the boat is still floating. No, it's not. It's sinking.
So get off the boat.
And thank you, Dottie, for sharing that on Facebook. And also shout out to Brother Bruce for sharing that earlier video.
Now to get off the boat, let me tell you how down there y'all saying amen, but y'all ain't gonna do nothing because I know black folk. I know how y'all think. To get off the boat, you have to leave her. This is what y'all don't get. It's gonna get that bad. Do you have a passport?
Wait a minute, family. Is Pastor Darby teaching flea doctrine? No, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Pastor Darby teaching flea doctrine?
You got to think international. I know y'all don't think that way because, you know, see, that's the slavery mentality. You know, well, this is what my mama was, and this is what my daddy was, and this is what my grandmama was. And everybody, we live in 5 blocks, and everybody go to the same church. Everybody run together. Everybody birthday together. Everybody run. You know, so that's what makes y'all not achieve in life. You have to realize that the majority of the folk in your life will not go where you're going. They will not go. They won't see what you see. Me and my wife been all over the world because we never care about people not going or going with us or not going. We just go. That's how you break fear. And let me keep going. Now, I'm saying this to say, I was talking about reaping and sowing, wasn't I? Let me get there. Now,
I'm gonna leave it right there because I don't want to get hit for no violations or nothing. But Pastor Darby saying the same thing that we've been saying. I know for a fact if he was still here, we'd be on one accord. He'd probably be one of the few ministries that I'd be on one accord with. I don't get along with most people. I don't get along with most ministries. There's only a handful, like I count them on a hand, that I get along with. Only a handful. I literally can count them on one hand. Right. And so here's the thing, because there's only a few ministries that are purposefully serving Yahuwah, purposefully seeking to obey Torah, purposefully trying to be led of the Spirit, purposefully trying to unite the two sticks and not trying to con people and make them feel good while the ship is sinking. And that's all we've been doing is telling y'all, say, hey, the ship is sinking. And there's very few people that realize that the ship is sinking. They don't want to hear that the Titanic is sinking. You're on the Titanic. And it's only going to stay afloat for a short while. And then guess what? Babylon is falling and it's fallen and has become the habitation of every foul spirit and demon. And the merchants that got rich off of her goods are off in the sea watching her sink. That's the Bible. Now, see, now you understand why some people say America's not Mystery Babylon. It's the Vatican. It's the world system. It's this. It's that. when it don't make sense in context. Why? Because they don't want Babylon to fall. Why? Because they're on the upper deck. They might still be servants, but they're on the upper deck. While most of us down at the bottom deck rowing. So the ones at the bottom deck don't care whether or not the ship stays afloat, because we got chains on us. We can't go where we want to go. As a matter of fact, they're about to lock us down even more. As a matter of fact, as crypto is being adopted, and I hope y'all understand that crypto is now a valid U.S. currency. I hope you understand this. As we move to that, that means the dollar has to sink. And if the dollar sinks, then your value that you have in your 401ks and your retirement funds are going to go down as well. And then some of y'all going to end up losing your homes, and you're going to lose your cars, and you're not going to be able to afford the food, because a day's wage for a loaf of bread. And yes, they're trying to push in the digital IDs, which is closer to the mark of the beast, and they have a deadline of 2030. As a matter of fact, some in America, they're a little ahead of 2030. Their deadline is 2028. But hey, don't listen to me. Enjoy yourself while Babylon falls. Enjoy yourself while you have to deal with whether or not you're going to take the mark of the beast. Enjoy yourself while you say you're not African. Stay here. Enjoy yourself while you live in the mythical realm of this land that is not an African land that ties you to being an Israelite. Enjoy yourself. Very few gonna make it. If the righteous scarcely be saved, that's physical salvation. That's not salvation of the spirit. If the righteous, because they're righteous, so the only way you're righteous is by having faith in Yahushua. If the righteous scarcely be saved, what should be the end of those who have been out the gospel? So the righteous, those who confess Yeshua, those who obey his law, statutes, and commandments, if they scarcely be saved, what's the end of those who have been out the gospel? Come on now. But Yacoba, you don't have no faith. How come you're still here, Yacoba? That's stupid stuff. Yacoba, sometimes you're too hard. You need to be a little bit nicer. I could tell you this. If I'm in a burning building and I'm not listening to y'all, and you come to me and say, Yacoba, get your butt out this building because you stupid and a dumb. If you don't get out of here because you're going to burn up, hey, call me whatever you want, fuss at me, get in my face, drag me out to save my life. Come on. Because once you get me out, I'm going to be like, oh, thank you so much. I didn't know the house was on fire. Let me answer this question right quick. Hey, Teal, do we want to run into our enemy land like the Canaanites' land? Just a concern. Let me answer that right quick. And I'm going to answer this question with a question. Does not the Most High tell us when we flee to have Zion in mind? Yes or no? If the Most High told us when we flee to have Zion in mind, then we got to ask ourselves, where's Zion? Some of you all got this mystical land that don't exist. I mean, if you don't know where Zion is, then guess what? You might run into some Canaanites, or maybe not, because you don't know where it is. You can end up anywhere. But if you believe, as I do, that Eden was Africa and east of Eden was East Africa, and as I do, that Jerusalem is in the highlands of Ethiopia, then guess what? It don't matter if we run into Canaanites. It don't matter if we run into Philistines. It don't matter if we run into Amalekites and Edomites. As a matter of fact, it don't matter if we run into giants. You know why? Because the Most High says, Israel is my battle axe and weapons of war, and with him I will subdue the nations. Come on. Somebody preach. Don't think we're going to be going there as little limp-wristed, weak Christians. Turn the other cheek, don't fight our enemies, don't push nobody back down. Israel is my battle axe and weapons of war, and with them I will destroy the nations. Oh, he's teaching hate doctrine now. I just teach the scripture. Am I lying? Has that already occurred? Has that happened? Well, Jacoba, the Most High was talking about that, 2,000 years ago. He's not talking about that in the future because we're all Christians now. There's no more Jew Greek. The Most High says he's going to destroy all the nations that enslaved us, that put their hands on us, by us. Have you read the War Scrolls? Have you read the War Scrolls? I'm not scared of no Canaanites. They're going to be scared of us. Family, you scared of Canaanites? I ain't scared of no Canaanites. Do you not know the Most High with us now? The curses are over. The 400 years over. We're about to leave. When we go back, they need to worry about us. Our ancestors went into that land and took it by force. Come on. Y'all do know that, right? You think we're going back in the land and not going to take some of that land back by force? Do y'all think a lot of them people just going to say, okay, they're Yah's people, let them have it? You think they're going to give up the land they took from us? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. What was is what will be. There is nothing new under the sun. How did we get the land when our ancestors went in there? They took it with the help and power of the Most High. It's the same thing. We going in and we're going to have to take it back. The only difference is some of our people going to align with us. Ibrahim Traore, some of them. Because you do know Ibrahim, them Israelites, right? I hope you know that, you who claim not to be Africans. I hope you know the people of Niger or Niger or nigger or Israelites. I hope you know that. I hope you know the people of Mali or Israelites. I hope you know that. Now, I'm not saying every single one of them. But we have a history of being in that land. Get my brother's book. They always knew we were Israelites. You might find out. See, this is why when people be lying, telling half-truths, telling you Ibrahim is a Hamite, we don't like Ibrahim, we don't trust Ibrahim, we don't need Ibrahim. Look, that's the people without vision. Yes, lamb them. Thank you, Brother Sean. Lamb them Jews. Man, this thing be popping up quick. But you know why they call them Hamites, right? Y'all know why they call them Hamites? Because they see him with the anointing of the Most High on them. They see him moving like a biblical character. They see him moving like a David. And they're jealous. Now, some people try to classify him as some Messiah figure. He's not a Messiah figure. He's just another brother. He's one, in my opinion, he's one of the four carpenters, in my opinion. Go read Zechariah chapter 1. But see, our people don't care about Torah. They don't care about the word. They care about the groups that they belong to. They care about the world knowing them as Israelites. I don't care whether the world accept me as a Israelite or an Israelite. I care that my name is written in the Lamb's book of life. That's all that matters to me. This world is over. I mean, we got at least another 1,000 years. Don't get it twisted. But I'm just saying, the world that you grew up in, this technological safe zone where America controlled everything and all the resources and bullied everybody, them days are over. You having the choice of the best jobs because you live in America, them days are over. We are in a new time. Them 300,000 sisters that got let go, black sisters, it's not going to be that easy for them to find a new job. Why? Because they didn't took the money out of the educational department. All of that was supposed to be overseen by Congress, and Congress let Trump go ahead and get rid of all of these programs. They are complicit with Project 2025. They are complicit with Project Esther. They are all white supremacists, and they have a plan for non-whites. Come on. Why you think when the sun plague comes upon them, they're going to curse because the Most High is burning them? Who you think going to be burning in that sun? The same people that's colonizing Africa and the same people that's persecuting us to this day, them same popos who have no melanin, the same ones that hang us from trees and they act like our people committed suicide, it's going to be them same people going to be burning. All of the prophecies are here. The only thing that's outstanding is the invasion. Now, there's two ways things can play out, in my opinion. One being that Iran and all of them handle business in the Middle East, right? Russia, China, and their allies handle the Zionists. That's 2nd Ezra 15, and then they all come here and handle business. Or there's a temporary peace that's going to happen between the Palestinians and the people in the Middle East. And it's going to be a temporary peace. And then, somebody going to break the peace again, probably them folks. And then it's going to go full scale. Nukes, everything. I'm going to tell you this, just my opinion. You don't have to agree. In my opinion, them nukes going to be dropping. They're going to drop. Now, where they drop is the question. And whether or not we're going to be under it is the question I can't answer. But if you don't study the Torah, if you don't study the scriptures and understand the biblical eschatology and understand our relationship to the end times, our awakening and its relationship to us uniting with our brethren on the continent, if you don't understand these things, you will more than likely be part of the ones, if the righteous scarcely be saved. Some people, they do go a little wild supporting FBA and Trump. That's their business. I don't have nothing to do with them. That's their business. But I'm going to tell you this. Let's just wait. Remember I told y'all before? Remember I told y'all a few years ago when Tail Ministries were being attacked? And I said, just wait. Time will prove all things. And I'm going to say it again, even with them people. Just wait, them FBA supporters. Just wait, the ADOS. Watch how they turn and do a 360. Just wait. See, the reality going to change everything. And when Canada, as they are currently doing, threatening to shut off the electricity to parts of New York, watch how New York started having financial difficulties, which is also going to cause the economy to collapse and also cause more people to become unemployed. Watch, because you ain't going to have, you're going to have intermittent electricity. They're going to ration out the food market. Write it down. Yacoba saying it. They're going to ration the food supply. They're going to ration the energy supply. Then they're going to have the digital IDs, and they're going to say, well, you're allocated this much food and you're allocated this much electricity. And if you don't go along with the program, they're going to shut off your digital ID. And then at some point, that digital ID going to be a mark on your right hand and forehead. And that's going to be the mark of the beast. And you won't be able to buy, trade, or sell. We are that close. We are that close. And that's why I'm passionate with our people understanding that we need to be uniting with Africa. That's our family. We need to get our heritage and culture back. That's my thing, right? For them, these people who say, we're not African. If you're not African, what culture will you be getting back? I just want to know, oh, we're going to get an Israelite culture. Well, what is that? Talmudism, Babylonian Talmudism. What kind of religious system are you going to get back if you're not African? I'm just asking. It don't make no sense. It makes no sense. Mark my words, and I'm going to leave it at this. This is just my opinion. I could be wrong. Okay, so write it down. It's just I ain't no prophet, never claimed to be. Just my opinion. 6 months to a year. All hell gonna break loose. Well, you gonna know. You gonna know it ain't going back. You gonna understand that food is scarce. You gonna understand that the electricity is not consistent. You gonna understand that the water coming to your house is intermittent. You gonna understand that things are part of a portioned system now. Everything's going to be allocated through the digital system. Oh, you only get 10 barrels of water today. You only get 5 pieces of meat today. You only get 2 eggs. That's why they're pushing the digital ID. That's why they're talking about pushing the ID. Well, right now they're saying they're pushing the ID for children to protect the children on the internet. And so they want to know who you are. I hope you know they're doing this. They're doing this right now. What you think they're going to do with that digital ID? They're going to be allocating you food supply. They're going to be allocating you water. They're going to be allocating you this and that. And if you fall out of line, part of the social credit system, or if you didn't pay your taxes, or you owe somebody some money, they're going to be reducing what you get. Because guess what? Ain't nobody going to have no job. The 300,000 people, the sisters in 3 months that got laid off, 300,000, you saw it. I showed you the article. You ain't going to have no job. Tommy, you're going to be on universal basic income. Mark my words. Write it down. Make it plain. Understand that it's coming and it's coming quick. You ain't got to believe me. I'm researching, reading all the time, and the Most High shows me a lot of stuff. Yes, obviously he has. Praise the Most High. Give him all the glory, honor, and praise because I ain't taking none of it. I give him all the glory, honor, and praise because it's him who shows me. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to cut it loose. If we don't line up and start loving each other and bringing them 2 sticks together, we're going to get beat the heck up. Don't get it twisted. We're going to get our tails handed to us unless we start loving each other and start uniting and stop the foolishness. Oh, they still in our reparations. See, all of those social programs that y'all were concerned that the immigrants were getting, they're gone. The health care is gone. It's leaving. The Section 8 is gone. It's leaving. The SNAP benefits is gone. Medicare is gone. You just don't realize it yet. What are y'all going to do with all of them programs that's gone? You don't see it yet. You're listening to people who don't have your best interests at heart. People like me who tell you you best prepare. You best get ready. You better get your passport. You better have some extra money, some extra food, some extra water, because guess what? Things about to get rough. These freaking Nazis coming for us. Oh, yeah, don't get it twisted. One thing I could give respect to some of the camp members, or, I don't respect their doctrine. But one thing I can respect some of them are they preparing. They see it. They're preparing for it. That's why I say we need to get on one accord. Stop this Native American, Indian, Mexican bull crap. Anti-African stuff. You have no claim if you're African. You have no claim to being an Israelite if you're not African. If you're not tied to Africa, you have zero claim. Let's not get it twisted. And I like to see you prove your claim without tying yourself back to Africa. Peace and blessings, Israel. Your captivity is ending. Love you with the love of Messiah. If you want to support this ministry, you can by becoming a patron. You can also give Cash App, $TOTW 7101. You can also go to tailministries.com and click on the donations tab. There's other options there, right? You can also buy my brother's book. They always knew we were Israelites. You can also buy my book, True Jerusalem, The Lost Kingdoms of the Israelite. Love y'all, family. Looking forward to seeing y'all in the wilderness. Peace and blessings, Israel. Your captivity is ending. Well, family, the wait is over. The moment has arrived where truth emerges triumphant from the shadows of history. Introducing the True Jerusalem, the Lost Kingdoms of the Israelites. The groundbreaking work by me, Yaakov Vale. A journey into the past that reshapes the future. I cut through centuries of misconceptions with piercing clarity. This book delivers a compelling case packed with evidence that commands attention and gonna get some respect. Come with me for a second, family, and discover how these thrilling civilizations flourished, protected by towering highlands and sustained by advanced engineering. Some have asked, where is Jerusalem? Is it the land in the Middle East? I say no. It is in the highlands of Ethiopia. With hours of groundbreaking research, this book brings in a new revelation, and it will transform your understanding of African history and its connections to the ancient world. It's going to remove from your mind the conditioning by the Romans of what has really happened to our past. Come with me, family, to the Ethiopian highlands and find out why this is our land. Why things have been hidden and obfuscated for centuries. We are royalty, children of the Most High. What kind of land do you expect us to have? Dried up dirt in the Middle East, or land flowing with rivers? A land full of beautiful animals flowing with milk and honey. Don't miss out on this monumental unveiling. Grab your copy today and stand on the side of truth. Visit Amazon.com or www.tailministries.com to purchase your book and join Yaakov Vale's teachings on Tail Ministries. Family, your journey to a hidden history has now begun. So family, get your copy of True Jerusalem, the Lost Kingdoms of the Israelites today. Journey to the heart of Africa, where history and legend converge to reveal the forgotten kingdoms of the Israelites and the true location of Jerusalem.
KWT